I'm Dan Fitzpatrick at StockMarketMentor.com on Wednesday, November 28th. And in this video, I want to look at PSX. That's Phillips 66. I think I might have looked at this before in the chart of the day, but perhaps not. This has been one, certainly, that we've been following the premium membership. We've been following this, actually, I'll tell you exactly since what time. Since right there, we've been long this stock. Nice little move, I think. But don't give me all the credit. You can give me credit for crafting this strategy, though. This is perfect confirmation to my IPO strategy. And here's what that is. You don't ever buy an IPO on the opening day. Read Facebook. So what we do is, and I'll come back to Facebook in just a second. What we do is we look and see where the stock traded to begin with. The opening was $34.90, and by the way, this was actually a spin-off or a special stock dividend, whatever, to folks who owned ConocoPhillips. So the genesis of the trade or the stock is a little bit different, but the principles are still the same, so we can use this. So the high was $34.90. Then what we do is we draw a line right across there. All this stuff in here. Guess what's happening? Some people are winning, some people are losing, some people are buying, some people are selling, and because that's what makes a stock go up and down. But after this magical moment in time, right here, everybody's a winner. Everybody who bought in this box, every single person is a winner. Even those that bought like right at the very high here and they're in pain, but they've held it back, held it for another 10% or whatever the, whatever this pullback was. Even those who bought on the first day because they saw that spinoff, they didn't own ConocoPhillips, but by golly, they sure wanted to own a refinery. Why, I don't know, but that's just the way it is. Every single person's a winner. So now, going forward, and we had a little dip here. Okay, that's called the up and down movement of stocks. But going forward, everybody's a winner. They're all losers here. Everybody's a winner. And what I mean by that is, once we start getting into the green zone here, there's no selling pressure. There's no selling pressure that comes from the folks in this box. They're all winners. Now, there may be profit-taking pressure, but we don't have any of those dynamics where a stock, support once broken becomes resistance when a stock returns to test that level. And why is that? Well, it's because those folks who bought anticipating that the stock would hold are now in pain that the support is broke down. And so if they can just get their money back, then they'll be more than happy to, and so they'll go ahead and sell. Hence, the support level at which they bought, after it's been broken, that's the level that they're going to sell. And then there's one other thing, and this is really, really important. What about those folks who didn't buy, who aren't in pain, who have nothing to do with it? Well, they're chart guys. They can see what's happening. They know this dynamic that I just talked about. But frankly, at this point, because of electronic trading, because everybody's got a chart that they look at, it's almost like a self-fulfilling prophecy. The dynamic perpetuates itself exponentially because now, and I'll do this, when a stock falls back to support, I'm going to buy it. When a stock breaks down below support and then rallies back up to support, to prior support, I'm going to short it. You know why? Because the strategy works. And sometimes it's not any more difficult than that. So why does this IPO strategy work? Again, when we get a breakout here, that's your trigger to be buying. Once you buy, you trade it like any ordinary stock that does what? That keeps hitting all-time highs. Isn't it nice to be in a stock that's printing all-time highs? Printed another one just today. Isn't it nice to be in a stock that took a little over a month to form a base here, to just kind of base out, rest, and then break out again? So this is a strategy that works. Phillips 66 is it's living that dream right now. So what do? Well, I would continue to buy it because the strategy is still working. Now we're just looking at the 50-day moving average. So would I buy it right now? No, because if I buy it right now, then what I'm declaring is that the stock will never enter this box at all. Somehow, magically, it's going to go right up and never come back and fill that box. I don't think so. I think it's going to do something like this, ultimately, and then move up. So you wait for the pullback and then you buy it and you enjoy the ride. Now, that's it, members. Get over to the strategy session. We got a lot to cover. And also, if you haven't checked out Option Market Mentor, please do so. We've got some good trades going on over there. There's some great folks in the forum. Though from what I hear, some of you are a little snappy. Okay, so let's not be snappy. Let's be nice to each other. It's a different place over there. If you want to be jerks, go to the Yahoo message boards. There's a whole boatload of them there. So anyway, but that's a good resource for you. And we're also putting more and more educational things on all the time. So I hope you'll check that out. Okay, have a good evening.